I'm Azaria Tagaya, and this is Nightline. Here are the top stories. Trump orders U.S. naval blockade of Strait of Hormuz. And over 2 billion ringgit in seizures as illegal diesel transfer thwarted. Good morning. We begin the bulletin with this story. United States President Donald Trump said on Sunday that the U.S. Navy would immediately begin blockading the Strait of Hormuz and interdicting any vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. In a post on Truth Social, made just hours after U.S.-Iran peace talks ended without a deal, Trump said the meeting, quote-unquote, went well and that most points were agreed upon. However, he noted that no agreement was reached on Iran's nuclear program. Trump, who strongly opposes Iran charging ships to pass through the strait, said he has instructed the U.S. Navy to take action. He added that any vessel paying what he called an illegal toll will not be guaranteed safe passage on the high seas. Earlier, the U.S. and Iran ended face-to-face talks on Sunday without an agreement to end the war, leaving a fragile 2-week ceasefire in doubt. The failure of the talks raised concerns that a return to fighting could drive world energy prices higher and further damage shipping and oil and gas facilities. The talks were attended by senior figures from both sides, including Iran's Parliament Speaker Mohammad Baghir Ghalibaf, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, and U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. After nearly 21 hours of discussions, the meeting ended without any agreement. In a post on X, Iran said negotiations could still resume despite clear differences remaining between the two sides. Tehran has played down the lack of a breakthrough, saying it never expected a deal with Washington to be reached in just one sitting. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai said it was quote-unquote natural that no agreement was reached in just one day of talks, adding that the complexity of issues, including the Strait of Hormuz and broader regional dynamics, made negotiations more challenging. In the meantime, Vance signaled that Washington is still giving Iran time to consider its proposal after the United States said on Tuesday it would pause joint attacks with Israel for 2 weeks to allow space for negotiations.
We leave here with a very simple proposal, a method of understanding that is our final and best offer. We'll see if the Iranians accept it.
According to Vance, the talks fell through over fundamental disagreements on nuclear weapons, despite Tehran maintaining that it is not pursuing an atomic bomb. He added that Washington needs a clear and unequivocal commitment from Iran that it will not seek to develop nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Baghir Ghalibaf has issued his first official statement since the Islamabad talks ended. In a series of posts on X, he said Iran is acting in good faith, but based on its experience from 2 previous wars, Tehran has little trust in the opposing side. Ghalibaf added that the other party failed to build confidence with the Iranian delegation during this round of negotiations. He also expressed gratitude to Pakistan for its role in facilitating the talks. In a related development, Pakistan on Sunday urged the U.S. and Iran to adhere to the temporary ceasefire agreed last Tuesday, despite the latest peace talks in Islamabad ending without a deal between the two sides. Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar said it is imperative for both parties to honor their commitment to the ceasefire to ensure stability in the region.
We hope that the two sides continue with the positive spirit to achieve durable peace and prosperity for the entire region and beyond.
Dar said Pakistan has played and will continue to play a role in facilitating engagement and dialogue between Tehran and Washington in the days ahead. He also expressed gratitude to both sides for appreciating Pakistan's efforts in helping secure the ceasefire and its mediatory role. Although talks between the U.S. and Iran aimed at easing tensions in West Asia have stalled, the risk of full-scale military escalation remains low for now. Geostrategist Azmi Hassan said the current situation reflects a balance of power play between Washington and Tehran, with both sides still holding leverage over key strategic interests.
Washington want the Straits of Hormuz to be opened up as soon as possible, and Iran, in their capacity, can do that. So what Washington wants, even though their demand is quite stringent, but Iran can fulfill this particular need of Washington, not only Washington, but the whole world. So I think a full blown out war won't erupt at this particular moment. And I really believe that in the next few days, talk will resume so that some conclusion, some agreement can be achieved by the end of the day. But I think
Now, the latest wave of Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon has killed at least 11 people since early Sunday. 6 people were killed in an Israeli strike on the town of Marub in the Tagaya district, while another strike on the town of Kana killed 5 others. The Israeli army also continued airstrikes on several towns in the Nambatye and Tagaya districts. Earlier, 8 people were killed with 9 others wounded in Israeli strikes on a village near Sidon, while 10 people, including 3 emergency workers, had been killed in an Israeli airstrike in the Nambatye district. In its latest tally, the health ministry reported that at least 2,020 people have been killed and 6,436 others wounded since Lebanon was drawn into the U.S.-Israel war on Iran on March 2nd. The Global Sumud Flotilla, GSF 2.0, has embarked on its mission to Gaza after departing Barcelona port at Spain at around 1 p.m. local time on Sunday. A large crowd of supporters from various countries gathered at Mall de la Fusta to send off the convoy, which aims to break through the Israeli blockade and deliver humanitarian assistance to Palestinians in Gaza. Present at the departure were Selangor Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Amiruddin Shari, who also serves as the head of mission, as well as Malaysia's ambassador to Spain, Hasna Ahmad Hashim, and Sumut Nusantara Command Centre Director General Datuk Sani Arabi Alim Arabi. Malaysian participation in the flotilla includes humanitarian activist and veteran journalist Zainal Rashid Ahmad, who took part in the first GSF mission last year. The GSF 2.0 mission comprises more than 80 vessels and over 1,000 participants globally, combining maritime mobilization with land-based solidarity efforts, legal advocacy and coordinated grassroots campaigns across several countries. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim was granted an audience with the Sultan of Terengganu, Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin, on Sunday. In a social media post, Anwar said he had briefed Sultan Mizan during the meeting on the latest developments concerning national issues, as well as updates on the situation in Terengganu. The Prime Minister also expressed his appreciation for the audience. He further extended prayers for the well-being and continued blessings of the ruler and the royal family. An attempt to transfer and smuggle 700,000 litres of diesel illegally in the waters off Bagan Ajam in Pulau Pinang was successfully foiled by the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA on Saturday. The total value of seizures is estimated at more than 2 billion ringgit. 2 tanker vessels along with 22 crew members were also detained. State MMEA Director, Maritime Captain Muhammad Sufi Muhammad Ramli said the operation was carried out following intelligence received at 10:45 a.m. regarding suspicious activity involving 2 vessels anchored at the location. A joint inspection with the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry found that both vessels were suspected of conducting illegal ship-to-ship diesel transfer activities. Checks found that the operation involved the transfer of approximately 700,000 litres of Euro 5 diesel, while the total quantity of fuel seized is estimated at about 800,000 litres. The detained crew members comprise locals as well as foreign nationals from Myanmar, Russia, the Philippines and Indonesia. The case is being investigated under the Merchant Shipping Ordinance for unauthorised ship-to-ship bunkering activities and the Customs Act for failing to produce documentation related to the transfer and cargo declaration. Petrol stations along the country's borders showing unusually high fuel sales will be placed under closer police scrutiny as part of a nationwide crackdown on smuggling. Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said data from the Finance Ministry and the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry will be used to identify suspicious patterns and guide enforcement efforts.
The moment dia share saja rekod jualan pada kita, maka kita akan deploy pasukan polis, zoom in terus kepada stesen minyak dekat dengan sempadan yang menyaksikan rekod jualan yang tak munasabah. Itu akan memudahkan.
He said the approach follows cabinet directives to strengthen enforcement amid the ongoing global energy crisis, which has impacted fuel supply and prices. Authorities are also stepping up interagency cooperation to curb subsidy leakages and safeguard public interest. The Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry is reported to oversee about 4,000 petrol stations nationwide, with around 80 located along the country's borders. On another matter, Saifuddin said the police have launched a wide-ranging investigation into allegations of a so-called corporate mafia involving several individuals, including those believed to be overseas. The Home Minister stated that authorities are prepared to utilize all available legal means, including the possibility of extraditing individuals abroad to assist in the investigations. Saifuddin said the probe covers criminal elements as well as offences under the Anti-Money Laundering Act.
Kalau berada di luar negara, kalau ada keperluan untuk mereka itu, kita ambil kenyataan bagi membantu melengkapkan satu siasatan. Semua proses untuk membolehkan kita membawa pulang mereka, kita akan gunakanlah. Sebab dalam proses polis membuat kerja, kita ada pelbagai kaedah, pelbagai cara.
He added that the ministry has no reason to doubt the capabilities of the police in handling the case, noting that investigations are progressing smoothly. Saifuddin was speaking at a press conference after conducting a visit and to monitor border control operations at the ICQS complex in Bukit Berapit. As of March 31st, a total of 41 individuals have been called in to assist with the probe. The remand of a former chief executive officer of a government-linked statutory body, along with a holding company chairman in connection with a share transaction scandal, has been extended by 5 days. The extension was granted by the Magistrates Court in Putrajaya after their initial 4-day remand, which began last Thursday, ended on Sunday. The 5-day remand order issued by the Putrajaya Magistrates Court on Sunday morning will see both suspects held until April 16th. The development comes as part of a wider probe into the high-profile scandal, which has uncovered a complex overseas money trail exceeding $51.3 million, or about 240 million ringgit. Investigations into the case previously revealed suspected abuse of power involving the former CEO, who is believed to have acted as both proposer and approver in negotiations with minority shareholders, which gave the individual full control over the terms and pricing of the transactions. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Special Operations Division Senior Director Dato' Muhammad Zamri Zainul Abidin said the case is also being probed for criminal breach of trust and other offences, including money laundering. The probe, which centres on alleged collusion involving several board members and shareholders, is believed to have caused losses exceeding 300 million ringgit in public funds. A Form 1 student was killed after she was struck by a car within a school compound in Kelantan. The incident on Sunday afternoon also left one of her friends severely injured. The incident occurred at about 1:50 p.m. at SMK Tanjung Mas in Kota Baru shortly after students had completed Zohor prayers. The victim, 13-year-old Nur Fatimatul Hawa Muhammad Azauddin, was putting on her shoes near the school surau when the vehicle hit her. Kota Baru District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Azmir Damiri said the crash happened when a female driver lost control of the vehicle. She is believed to have accidentally pressed on the accelerator, causing the SUV to veer off and hit the two students in front of the surau before crashing into a pillar. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene and her body was taken to the forensic unit at Hospital Pakar USM Kubang Krian for post-mortem. The second victim, who sustained serious injuries, is being treated in the red zone at Hospital Raja Perempuan Zainab, Kota Baru. The driver was not injured. The case is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. Following the tragedy, the Education Ministry has expressed its condolences to the family of the 13-year-old victim. In a statement, the ministry said it is deeply saddened by the tragedy and is arranging the necessary assistance for the victim's family. The ministry added that the incident remains under police investigation, while an internal review has also been initiated to assess compliance with existing safety procedures. It has also reminded all institutions under its supervision to ensure that safety measures for students as well as for teachers and staff are strictly upheld. More than 30 Thai students detained over illegal border crossing. The details after this breather.
Warga utara semua, kami nak habaq yang kami mai semula ke Pulau Pinang. Karnival Jom Heboh Mega JPJ Madani 2026 kali ini bakal membawakan selebriti sedia tonton drama sangat. Maskot Ejen Ali dan Alicia sempena sambutan ulang tahun ke-10 Ejen Ali, pertandingan mewarna Buletin Challenge, pesta makanan, Zumba, rumah berhantu dan konsert Jom Heboh. Jumpa hampa di Karnival Jom Heboh Mega JPJ Madani 2026 24 hingga 26 April ini di Batu Kawan, Pulau Pinang. Info lanjut pada maklumat tertera. Mailah. 20 lagu. Bayangkan, 20 lagu paling top di Malaysia nak berebut slot akhir ke AJL 40. 20 lagu?
Macam mana boleh tak ada orang kat dalam ni? Something yang aku tangkap di pasar malam. Apa jadi dengan mereka? Cikgu, betul ke semua maha guru silat ni kebal?
Nonsense.
Ada-ada ke?
Adam tak dapat selesaikan kerja kita. Ini yang dapat selesaikan kerja kita.
Sir, I believe with careful planning and your support, this can be done.
Look, there are already enough bad people running around in the streets. Why do you want to stop aiming your arrows at your own kind?
Malcolm is not our kind. He's corrupted, sir.
Nightline continues. 34 Thai students were detained by the General Operations Force GOF after crossing Sungai Golok via an illegal route to attend school in Rantau Panjang. The group comprised 22 female and 12 male students aged between 7 and 16. The group of students was spotted at about 6:30 a.m. during a routine border patrol. GOF Southeast Brigade Commander, Senior Assistant Commissioner Ahmad Razi Hussain said they were seen crossing the river in stages at an unauthorized landing point. They are believed to be primary and secondary school students from Year 1 to Form 4 enrolled in 3 schools within the district. All 34 students were taken to the tactical base for documentation and further action. Ahmad Razi stressed that there are no exceptions when it comes to illegal border crossings, particularly through unlawful entry points. The case has been handed over to the Immigration Department for further action. Former TV3 journalist Jafri Azman Dahlan, who passed away at 6:45 a.m. on Sunday, has been safely laid to rest. The 63-year-old breathed his last at Sultan Idris Shah Hospital in Serdang, Selangor due to a heart attack. The funeral prayer was held at Surau As-Siddiq, Bandar Tun Hussein On Cheras. Family members and hundreds of close acquaintances, including former colleagues from Media Prima Berhad, attended to pay their final respects. The body was later buried at the Bandar Tun Hussein On Muslim Cemetery. The late Jafri Azman had served at the station for more than 20 years and was known as a prominent voice in highlighting environmental and community issues. He also previously led the Adwan Rakyat segment alongside the late Datuk Karam Singh Walia, who passed away on April 6th. Peranakan cultural heritage continues to be preserved through a unique establishment in the heart of the capital, which showcases traditional Baba Nyonya cuisine with a modern twist. The approach has helped attract both local visitors and international tourists, keeping interest in the heritage alive in a contemporary setting. Located in Bukit Bintang, this Peranakan restaurant continues to uphold generations-old traditions. The premises are housed in a heritage building nearly 90 years old. Every corner offers visitors an immersive experience, allowing them to appreciate and explore the richness of Baba Nyonya heritage.
Not just only about food, but we also want to share things about our Malaysian culture. So starting from batik stamping, and then from wood carving.
Visitors can also rent kabaya outfits for photo sessions in a nostalgic, vintage-inspired setting.
Sometimes we have elderly people walk in, they say, wow, you have this kebaya, and in Malaysia we used to have people wear kebaya, especially in Malay movies, like P. Ramlee, Saloma, P. Ramlee movies like featuring people like Saloma, Rosnani, Jalil.
The outlet also serves a variety of Peranakan dishes, including Nyonya Laksa, Roti Jala and Pai Tea.
Yeah, it's great. It's what I kind of hoped it would be. It's a bit spicy, really nicely flavored. I love it.
It's a very new place, I know, but it serves things like pong teh, which is a very signature Nyonya dish. The Pai Tea, truly, do you agree with me? The top hat is fantastic.
The restaurant also hosts weekend workshops, including batik stamping and wood carving, as part of efforts to reintroduce traditional skills to younger generations. This fusion of food, culture and interactive experiences is seen as an important effort to preserve national heritage amid rapid urban development. Hundreds arrested at London rally. This and more when Nightline returns.
Setelah 10 tahun workshop, kita boleh tengok peningkatan kualiti program-program Media Prima. Apabila penonton menonton rancangan wow ni, dia kena rasa wow. Produk yang dijual pun wow. Jadi bila pelanggan terima produk tu di rumah, dia pun wow.
I started using kaedah bergerak. Rabam bergerak lah yang paling bagus. Kita perlukan satu komuniti yang besar untuk melahirkan lebih ramai petani regeneratif untuk menghasilkan makanan yang lebih berkhasiat.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Terbaru ditonton.
Jangan percaya. Allah dah aturkan ketentuan yang lebih baik untuk kita, betul ya?
Betul. Husna bukan anak kandung.
Banyak orang yang cinta sebab duit. Macam mak bapak ayah lagi.
Macam mana sekalipun, Husna tu tetap anak pakcik. Pakcik kena selamatkan dia.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Per 10 saya bagi 8 per 10. 8. Saya bagi 9.9.
Of course 10 lah.
10 per 10.
10 of course 10.
To Beto and everybody dalam gayung 2, I give 10. Gayung 2.
Saya akan bagi 20 per 10.
12. Sorry to say, 12. Kalau kau 12, aku bagi 20-10 boleh?
On to the foreign front, Hamas has renewed its demand on Saturday, calling for immediate international action over what it describes as repeated Israeli violations of the Gaza ceasefire agreement. A Hamas spokesperson stressed that Israel committed a horrific massacre in central Gaza, killing 6 citizens in Bureij refugee camp, ignoring the terms of the ceasefire and ongoing mediation efforts. The Palestinian Foreign Ministry also condemned the attacks, urging the international community to step in, impose sanctions and ensure accountability. According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 749 Palestinians have been killed and 2,082 injured in Israeli attacks since the ceasefire, raising concerns about its effectiveness. In the United Kingdom, more than 500 pro-Palestinian protesters in London have been arrested on Saturday. Officials said at least 523 demonstrators were detained at Trafalgar Square, where crowds gathered to oppose the government's ban on activist group Palestine Action. Arrests were made for showing support for a prescribed organisation under anti-terror laws introduced in July, making it a criminal offence to support or be a member of the group. The High Court in London upheld a challenge to the ban in mid-February, saying it had interfered with the right to freedom of speech, a decision the government is now appealing. The mass arrests have sparked renewed debate over protest rights and policing in the UK. Cyclone Vaianu made landfall in New Zealand's North Island on Sunday, triggering floods, power outages and forcing hundreds to evacuate. The storm hit near the Maketu Peninsula, bringing destructive winds of over 130 kilometers per hour, heavy rain and dangerous coastal swells. Authorities have placed several regions under emergency declarations and issued red-level wind warnings. Hundreds have been evacuated, with nearly 5,000 homes without power as floodwaters cut off roads and downed trees across affected areas. Air New Zealand, meanwhile, said more than 90 turboprop flights have been cancelled, mainly from regional North Island airports, as officials warn the cyclone remains a life-threatening system. Cambodia has urged Thailand to resume talks as soon as possible on their disputed border, following a long-standing dispute over their 800-kilometer shared border that erupted into deadly clashes last year. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet on Saturday said he strongly hopes that both nations will work together quickly and sincerely, stressing that Cambodia is fully ready for negotiations. However, Thailand's Foreign Minister Sihasak Pongketkiao said his country is not ready to resume talks, even though a new government has just been formed. He added that Thailand must follow its own procedures before it is ready to resume negotiations. The two countries have been at odds for decades over the demarcation of their 800-kilometer border, a legacy of the French colonial era. The dispute erupted into several rounds of clashes last year, killing dozens of people and displacing more than 1 million people. In Indonesia, police on Sunday said they had arrested 2 women on blasphemy charges after a video showing one of them stepping on a Quran went viral on social media. The incident occurred on Wednesday when a salon owner in Lebak Banten, Jakarta, accused a customer of stealing her belongings. However, the customer denied the allegation. She was later forced by the salon owner to take an oath while stepping on the Quran. The video of the incident spread like wildfire on social media, sparking public anger. The 2 women, whose names and ages were not disclosed, were nabbed by police in Banten province and could face up to 5 years in prison if found guilty under Indonesia's blasphemy laws. Sports now, football and the Super League. 2 matches were played on Sunday night. Negeri Sembilan FC were held to a 2-2 draw by Brunei DPM MFC. At the State Stadium in Sarawak, Kuching City FC delivered an impressive performance, defeating PDRM FC 4-1 to climb to second place in the standings. The Cats took the lead as early as the 2nd minute through Ronald Enggahwanja, but PDRM drew level in the 42nd minute through Muhammad Amirul Wa'i Yaakob. Just after the restart, Kuching City regained the lead through a superb free kick from Ramadan Saifullah. The winger struck again from another set piece soon after, extending the advantage to 3-1 and putting the hosts firmly in control. Kuching City continued to dominate proceedings, with Jerome Etame adding a 4th to cap a memorable night. And that is it for Nightline. Now, with the FIFA World Cup just 2 months away, let's take a closer look at the unique craftsmanship behind the creation of World Cup-themed artisanal charo hats. I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.